Hello and welcome to another video. Today I am going to share with you my monthly reset for February. We're going to go over all the goals I had for January and whether I reached them or not, set some goals for February, and kind of do a little bit of a reset to get the month started off strong.
You look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours, and you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you.
Okay, in case you missed the video I did last month, kind of like the New Year reset and introducing what my plans are for these monthly reset videos, I'll do a brief summary for you here. Each month I am going to be reviewing what my goals were for the past month, seeing whether I met them or not, setting goals for the new month, and then doing a task or two or three, however many I feel like need done to kind of reset for the next month, to kind of like start off with a clean slate in whatever areas I feel like are causing me stress. So that part of the video will probably be a little bit different each time, other than it will always include resetting our budget for the month. Okay, starting with what my January goals were, I will be making goals in 6 areas every single month, and I have them right here on my notebook, so I'm going to look down at that. But the first area is physical and mental health. And for January, my one goal was to find a functional medicine doctor. I actually did not, well, I found functional medicine doctors, but I have not been successful in finding one who will accept insurance, and I just don't think we're in a point right now to be able to pay for that out of pocket. So I did the next best thing, and I put in a request through my doctor, who I've had many struggles with, and my last video on my diagnosis will explain that. But I put in a request to be referred to an endocrinologist. I got that from a lot of you guys who have watched the last video and commented, so thank you so much for that inspiration, because I didn't really, honestly, had kind of written off the endocrinologist because I was so focused on a functional medicine doctor. But it definitely will be a better option than what I have now, even if they're not quite as thorough as I would hope for a functional medicine doctor to be. So I do have that request in, and things have been a struggle with my doctor's office, so hopefully it won't take too long to get that referral and I won't have to jump through too many hoops. But I kind of like halfway, I guess, checked that goal off. I didn't make the actual appointment, so I guess technically I didn't, but I've made steps to get in that direction. The second area that I wanted to focus on is business, and each month I will set a business goal. Last month it was to get 2 months ahead in my planning, and I definitely did that. I actually am planned through the end of March for videos, so that's really exciting. I have on my calendar, which is also in that goal setting video from beginning of January, I have like when I'm filming, when I'm posting, what video I'm posting, any notes that I have when I film that video, like things I want to remember to say or things I need to get to prepare and stuff like that. So that is planned through March, and that's really exciting. It's just like I don't have to think about it anymore. I just have to look at the calendar and then make it happen. So it just makes it a lot easier. It removes some obstacles for me for sure. The third area of goals that I'm setting each month is financial, and this January goal was to budget every day, and I did not do that, but I did at the same time. So my original intent was to do our budget every single day. And what I mean, like, we set up our budget at the beginning, before the month even starts. We set up what we're budgeting into what category and what income we expect to take in and all of that stuff. But then throughout the month, each day, we are supposed to check in each night, take a few minutes and track anything that has been spent that day. So that way it doesn't become like a huge burden of weeks worth of bank statements to look through and try to like categorize things, and it just becomes like an hour to 2 to 3 hour long process instead, depending on how backlogged we got. So my goal was to budget every day. For about half the month I did that, or it was every other day if not. So it was just like super quick, less than 10 minutes each night. And for the about 10 days in the last half of the month, we went like 10 days without checking in on our budget, and it just takes a lot of discipline. But we were able to go back through, we listed everything we hadn't tracked yet, we got it all tracked. It took like almost 2 hours to do it and make sure all the numbers were working out correctly, and there was actually a charge that had happened in that 10-day period. It was like a free trial thing I had signed up for that I totally forgot to cancel. So that had charged to the account, and I was able to get that refunded and cancel that. So it was definitely frustrating to have that much work to have to do in one night to try to catch up, and I don't want to do it to ourselves again, so we'll hope for next month to do better. So I did budget every day, like the days we did budgeting for every day, but we just didn't do it every day, if that makes sense. So I consider that a half check as well. The next task that I wanted to focus on was for the personal growth category, which is pretty broad, but for the month of January, it was to read a book. I love reading and I just never prioritize it, and I wanted to read a book that's just for fun, just for me, and I accomplished that one. I read, oh goodness, Our Souls at Night, I think is what it's called. I will put a picture of it and I'll link it down below. It was like an easy read. It was a quick read. It was very interesting. It almost was, it was kind of sad but hopeful at the same time. But it's about two people who are elderly who don't have their spouses anymore. They are almost next door neighbors, and they end up finding a friendship and keeping each other company at night in a friendship type of way. And then of course the intricacies of a relationship happen. One of the lady in the book, her son, her adult son and grandchild end up coming into it at some point, and it's a small town, so there's like kind of the gossip and drama side of it, but just the way it was written was different than any other book I've ever read before. So I'd probably give it like 6.5 to 7 stars out of 10. But it was an easy read, so I don't feel like it's gonna take anybody too long. It took me like 3 weeks, but again, it's hard to find time to read in this crazy life we have. So I would recommend it. I think it's just different and easy and good. The relationship category is the next category, and my goal for January was to do a date night with Anthony and to do a date night with each of the girls. Miserably failed this one, and I like, this is probably the one I regret the most not focusing on, and I honestly kind of forgot about it. So what I'm gonna do going forward is I'm gonna actually write these goals down and put them like on one of my like big post-it notes in my kitchen where we see it every day, like on our fridge or something like that, or on the little buffet cabinet where I keep my planner that I look at every day or something like that, so that I'm constantly being reminded of it. But we were just gifted 2 movie tickets from our Buy Nothing group, and so Anthony and I probably will do a date night going to the movies and doing something, or even take the kids and just use 2 of those for us and go see something they want to see if there's anything in theaters that they would like. So February is definitely going to be more likely to make that happen because it will be more on the forefront of my mind. The last category is homeschool, and in January I wanted to get back into a rhythm after taking the whole month of December off. I wanted to finish our read aloud, which was the Egypt game, and I wanted to do at least one of the bucket list items that we have. And we did all 3 of those things. We did a planetarium field trip, which was a bucket list item. We finished the Egypt game and started our next one, which is about Ivan the gorilla, who actually lived in a basically glass enclosure in a mall in a city here in the Pacific Northwest. So it's kind of interesting to read it knowing that it is so close to us, and that it's not a true book, but the kind of like Ivan the gorilla and the way he came to this mall is a true story. So, and some of the things in it are obviously true, like he painted, he drew drawings and stuff like that. So we started that one, and the girls are really liking that one. And we definitely got back into a rhythm. There were only a couple days this month that were scheduled school days that we didn't end up doing that. And honestly, it was just because I had forgotten that something was happening that day. Like the field trip day was one of them. We had planned the field trip day, and I also had planned that to be a school day. So, I mean, technically, I guess it still is a school day, but I mean, like, doing the actual sit-down curriculum that we have for them didn't happen that day, which is totally fine because they learned lots of stuff at the planetarium. So it worked out. But those are the January results, I guess you can say. And have it being the first month of the year and trying to get into this goal mindset and working towards smaller goals every month, I feel like I did pretty decently. I could have done better, but I'm pretty happy with the progress that I made, and I know having these goals written out for February where I see them every day is going to help a lot in doing better next month. So now I'm going to talk about my goals for February before we do a quick reset for the month so that we can kind of start out fresh. Okay, my physical/mental health goals for February. I have 2 of them. One is to actually get an appointment on the books with the endocrinologist. I have shifted my goals from functional medicine to endocrinologist, and hopefully we'll get back to functional at some point. But for now, I need to make forward progress. I need to get complete labs done without having to fight for it. So I want to get that referral in hopefully this week and be able to get an appointment on the books with an endocrinologist. Hopefully I get lucky and the first one I find is amazing and does everything that I would want a functional doctor to do. We'll see. So the next goal for February for my health is to drink half my body weight in water. And for the longest time I was doing this without any problems whatsoever. But for some reason over the last probably 2 months, I think when December hit and the wedding was closing in quickly, and the stress and hecticness of that, and then January trying to focus on homeschool and get back into things, and I was doing the 100% autoimmune protocol elimination phase of what I was eating and stuff, so it was just a lot to handle. And my water intake, like, I feel like I'm drinking about 40 to 50 ounces a day, which is like not horrible, but it's definitely not as much as I need. So drinking at least half my body weight in water every day and getting that appointment on the books with an endocrinologist. That's my goal for February in the physical health category. In the business category, my goal is to post at least a video every single Friday, every week in February, and at least 2 of those weeks also post a second video on a like Tuesday or Wednesday so that there could be 2 videos those weeks. Ideally, I would like to be posting 2 videos every single week, but I'm just still trying to get into that rhythm again after again taking so much time off in December. So 1 a week every Friday, plus at least 2 weeks with a Tuesday or Wednesday video added in is my business goal for the month of February. My financial goal for the month of February is to file our taxes. I know it doesn't have to be done till April, but I usually file them literally the first day that you possibly can file them every year. I usually have them all ready. But again, the wedding set us back. It kind of took priority, which it should, and I'm not like mad about it at all. I just need to get back into that mindset and file our taxes because I haven't even started that. And now being married, I know it's going to be different. So I need to make sure I'm well versed in all of the ins and outs of that. Maybe even seek out a professional if I think it's going to get too difficult. It shouldn't be too bad because Anthony's is a straight up W-2 and it shouldn't be too hard for his side of it. And then with my side, I actually had a lot less work over the past year than I did before. So I don't think it should be really hard, but I just need to actually make it happen. So filing my taxes is my goal for the month of February for financial category. And then the next category is personal growth. And in this category, I also want to read a book this month. So that's going to be another goal for this month, just like it was for January. And I already have started it actually. I'm a few pages in. But my second goal, I'm going to add on another personal growth goal. And that is to listen to at least one podcast, like series basically, that is an uplifting, self-improvement type of podcast, and it's probably going to be something by like Rachel Hollis or something because I love her style. But if you have any good ones that kind of give that little like boost of motivation to like get up and go for it, then link them down below or let me know what they are because I want to listen to at least one of them this month, potentially more. We'll see depending on how long one of the series are, but that would be my second personal goal for the month of February. And then in the relationship category, I am not going to change this goal from January because we did not achieve it. So that is to do at least one date night with Anthony and to do one with each of the girls individually, me, Anthony, and Bailey, and then me, Anthony, and Quinn, doing something. Again, it doesn't have to be crazy. It can be something super simple, but that is definitely one of the most important goals for me for February. And then the last category is homeschool. And in this category, my goal for February is to add in some extra like fun activities. So I just bought this like 3,500 page PDF that's like it's like a geography kind of theme, but there are tons of different like nature and places around the world and cuisines and like lots of different aspects of that. It's not just like names of countries, like where it is. It describes it and like dives really deep in, and there's really fun activities to do. It's not just like worksheets, it's activities or like recipes to cook and stuff like that. So I really want to implement some of that that's more fun and hands-on into our schooling this month, just to kind of light that spark. I feel like they're getting to the point where it's halfway through the year and they're still active and encouraging and enthusiastic to some point, but I can kind of see as the days go by them getting just kind of a little bit more into a rut of some sort. So I just want to shake things up a little bit and go do school at the library, or go do school at the ice cream shop, or add in a fun activity that has nothing to do with the curriculum that they're doing, but they're going to learn something for it, something that they're interested in just because of their interests and stuff like that. So we are definitely going to be schooling at hotels a couple times this month, because we have some dance conventions that are all weekend long and not close to us. So that will be happening. I just want to make it fun for them and kind of just put that spark back in there a little bit more, or like fan the flames to kind of like make the spark bigger than what it already is, if that makes sense. So those are my goals for January. I'm going to go head downstairs and reset our budget for the month. I'm just going to show you some quick B-roll footage of me doing that. But if you would like a full budgeting video, how we budget, I will link my playlist, but I also am willing to do another more updated one. So just let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in seeing and getting on track with that. We follow Dave Ramsey and we use his free Every Dollar app, as well as our own little binder that we have made. So let me know down below, but I'm gonna go budget. I will show you some of that, and then that is it for this video. Let me know in the comments also, what are some of your goals for the month of February, breaking your larger goals down into smaller little tidbits so that you can focus on that one thing that you know is going to get you one step closer to what your overall goal is. And let's kind of be each other's cheerleaders and keep each other accountable for achieving those things that we want to achieve. But before I hop over to the footage of me doing the budget, I will just say goodbye now. So make sure you always stay humble, be kind, and I will see you next time.